With its turbulent, war-torn past, Belgrade is like a phoenix rising from the ashes to become one of today's hottest European capitals. Belgrade, home to 2 million people, is a pretty city sitting at the confluence of the Danube and Sava rivers. You'll want to walk along the riverbanks, perhaps stopping for a drink or meal at a riverboat that's been converted to a restaurant before visiting the attractions in Belgrade. In this video, we explore the most popular attractions in Belgrade. We've collected a list of the top most popular attractions in Belgrade, so make sure to include them in your list if you're a visitor. At first in the list, number 1, Belgrade Fortress. It's hard to believe the Belgrade Fortress has been destroyed 40 times thanks to 115 on-site battles over the centuries. But, with each stone and turreted tower falling, the fortress' imposing aura remains. Also known as the Kalamegdan Fortress, it all began under Celtic rule, with its fortifications enhanced once the Romans arrived. But it was the work of Turkish and Austro-Hungarians through the 18th century that led the fortress to its current design. Hanging out in the surrounding citadel, you'll find a mix of contrast. The fortress' bloody past can be seen throughout. Number 2, Ciganlija. Ciganlija is an island-cum-artificial peninsula in the Sava River/lake that runs through central Belgrade. With its pretty beaches and sports facilities, Ada draws upwards of 100,000 visitors a day during the summer. Nicknamed Belgrade Sea, Ada's peninsula is filled with thick forests that resemble a wilderness area, so you might see deer, rabbits, and fox. Houseboats, a weekend retreat for Belgrade residents, can be found at the northern end. Ciganlija is an athlete's dream with dozens of sports facilities ranging from tennis to rugby to rowing, with artificial facilities for alpine skiing and snowboarding. Number 3, Skadarlija Street. Skadarlija Street may not be very long, just 400 meters, 1,340 feet, but it's the most famous street in Belgrade. Located in the Old Town, it connects Despot Stefan Boulevard with Dusanova Street. The street is lined with vintage buildings. With a bohemian atmosphere, Skadarlija Street is considered Belgrade's version of Montmartre in Paris. In fact, it was known as the Gypsy Quarter in the 19th century. It's a place where poets gather for Skadarlija evenings at the house of the late poet Dura Jaksic, and where the Children's Street Theatre performs circus acts. Number 4, Temple of Saint Sava. With a 134-meter, 440-foot, high dome, the Temple of Saint Sava dominates Belgrade's skyline. To make it even taller, the dome is topped with a gold cross almost 12-meter, 40 feet, high. The largest Orthodox church in use today, it is dedicated to Saint Sava, an important medieval personage who founded the Serbian Orthodox Church. It is located on the Viacar Plateau, where Saint Sava is thought to be buried. Construction on the white marble and granite church started in 1935, halted during World War II and resumed in 1985. Number 5, Avala Tower. The Avala Tower, built in 1965 and destroyed by NATO bombing of Serbia in 1999, was rebuilt in 2010, becoming the tallest telecommunications tower in the Balkans. The original tower, with an observation deck, was a source of pride for the region. Public donations paid for the tower's rebuilding. It can be found on Avala Mountain on the outskirts of Belgrade. At 206 meters, 675 feet, high, it is the 5th tallest structure in Serbia. You can literally see for miles and miles from the observation deck. Number 6, House of Flowers. Josip Broz Tito led the Yugoslav partisans in World War II, later going on to become president of Yugoslavia. A respected leader in the international stage, he died in 1980. He and his wife are buried at the House of Flowers, also known as Tito's Mausoleum. For a while, flowers surrounded his tomb, giving rise to the name House of Flowers. The flowers are gone now, replaced by white rocks. It was built in 1975 as a winter garden for Tito, who chose to be buried here. The mausoleum today is part of the Museum of Yugoslav History. Number 7. Museum of Aviation. Housed in one of Belgrade's most unique buildings, an enormous reflective mushroom, the Museum of Aviation explores the aeronautical history of Serbia and Yugoslavia. On the outskirts of Belgrade, the museum stands out alongside the airport and open fields. The fascinating facade is matched by the informative interior that covers the timeline of flight in the country from the start of the 20th century to the present day. To aid in this trip into the past, the Museum of Aviation features some iconic aircraft. These include the Spitfire MKV, Messerschmitt Bf 109, and the Aviation IL-2, some of WWII's most important aircraft. Number 8. Zemun. One of the most fun things to do in Belgrade, you can easily spend a day exploring the cozy suburb of Zemun. Part of what makes it so interesting is the neighborhood was once an entirely separate town. Its long history includes a part in the Roman, Byzantium, Ottoman, and even Mongol empires. As Belgrade expanded, it essentially swallowed Zemun. However, it remains a completely unique part of the city. There are dozens of eye-catching landmarks along the old streets and down the Komunski Cage Promenade. These include the beloved 17th century Madeleinaeum Opera and the Gardos Tower. Number 9. Topcider Park. In 1521, the Turks cast their cannons for their attack on Belgrade in what is now Topcider Park. It's apt then, that Topcider translates to cannons in Turkish. Topcider is one of Belgrade's most popular parks. It's been a go-to spot for picnics ever since the giant sycamore tree was planted in the 1800s. South of the city center, the sprawling park has a grand mix of culture, architecture, and green space. At last in the list, number 10, Republic Square. The main plaza in Belgrade, the Republic Square, is the official hub for locals and a great place for travelers to sit back and watch. The square is always busy, but never overwhelming. It creates a great atmosphere to enjoy a coffee or a light lunch. As you do so, you may begin to recognize some of Belgrade's most celebrated buildings. It's more than just the city's social hub, it's also home to the Art Nouveau facade of the National Museum. In addition, you'll spot the 19th century National Theater, which still operates today. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite popular attractions in Belgrade? Is there something we missed? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to Greenable if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.